Can you talk a little bit to the strategy, this shock and awe executive order strategy that the president developed, which was that he signed a lot of executive orders early? The brilliance of doing this early in the term was that we knew there was going to be a flurry of legal challenges. But to adjudicate those in the first 6 to 9 months, instead of going into year 2, 3, or 4, is a brilliant strategy. It's so smart, it's so wise, because we're going to see more and more of these very well-tailored and sometimes legally provocative executive orders figured out earlier than later so that we can then govern for the remainder of the administration, not fight in the courts the entire administration. May.
Charlie, this is my favorite issue, so thanks for bringing it up. And you were there during transition. You saw
Yes.
how hard people were working because this change is something that matters to us. So during 1.0, my personal experience was there was a regulation we were trying to get passed, and I said, hey, can I see a draft of this in 6 months? And they laughed at me. The agency laughed at me and said, no, this will take years. And sure enough, the public charge regulation did not come out for several years. And even though we were successfully litigating that case, it was so late in the term that by the time that we were ready to take it to the Supreme Court, there was a change in administration. And so, of course, Biden took it down. And this was something that says, in order to come here, you have to basically be able to pay your way a little bit and not be a huge drag on society. So now, during Trump 2.0, the lesson that we have learned is, no, you can do things quickly. We know this because during COVID, we did do things quickly, and we saw the deep state work with us. They were so excited to do some of these things. And then also we saw Biden worked really quickly. So it is absolutely possible. And we just said, we're not taking no for an answer this time. We're going to move quickly.
And everyone understand, so the speed and the rapidity, because we know legal challenges are coming. And so they're going to come. So you brace for impact early. So for example, in Trump 1.0, one of the biggest legal accomplishments that not come, I think, till like year 2.5 or 3, which was remain in Mexico on the border. And it took us like 2 years to finally get it through. This time, we're building on a strong legal basis for the border, which is one of the reasons why the border is totally secure, because we did all that legal work in Trump 1. You see, we worked through the courts in the thicket, and we did all that. So then day 1, we could just re-implement everything we already did. President Trump signs documents, cartels, foreign terrorist organization, remain in Mexico, we're going to threaten tariffs. Boom, military declaration. Next thing you know, we have 0 people coming across the southern border. Speak to how we sometimes have to let this play out. And then the good stuff is really going to start rolling in the coming years now that we navigate through the frustrating but necessary component of the third branch of government.
Yeah, and this ruling is going to help alleviate some of the frustration. But basically, the executive orders come out, you have rogue parties and you have rogue judges enjoining them, and there's a low point. You know, there's a point where you feel like the things that you wanted aren't happening. And what are you going to do about it? And the Supreme Court has been good with overturning some of that. But really, some of it is a slog. The Supreme Court does not sit every day to answer every single one of our questions. And so it requires building that case, picking the right cases, finding the best arguments, and taking that to the Supreme Court. Now, those are going to be taken next term. So when the Supreme Court reconvenes in October, those cases are all in front of them, and it's on a strong posture. Those are our best cases. Those are our best arguments. And so it leaves still 3 years, essentially, to go implement the rest of the agenda and solidify them, make that, get our wins in Congress, and to really execute and change the course of the country, because that is what this presidency is about. Totally. It's not about racking up minor wins. It's about changing the trajectory of our nation.